This is the second week where we went to the Lakota Reservation at Pine Ridge to do service work and expand on what we learned in class, including what is a life of privilege for these people and how can we help them. We are working for an organization named Remember, which supplied our food, lodging, transportation, speakers, and all of the job opportunities needed for this experience. On the first day, we went to the site of the Wounded Knee Massacre, where about 270 Oglala Lakota were killed by members of the 7th Cavalry. Years after, they made a small cemetery around the mass grave, where there are graves of soldiers that served the country that had killed their own ancestors. Later that day, we went to the Badlands National Park to have a 45-minute solo.
We're at the Badlands. It's a place where a lot of Indians worship.
These are some people's thoughts after the solo.
Very peaceful, very quiet. I wish school was just 8 hours of that.
It was so quiet, like you could only hear your ears ringing and stuff.
On the second day, we picked up trash in the town of Kyle. There are lots of housing issues in Pine Ridge, some of which are black mold, rats, limited housing, and sometimes there are up to 6 families in one house.
My intentions were to keep an open mind about things I could learn and things I could see and stuff like that, and keep a good mentality as well.
So right now we're picking up a bunch of trash around this kind of suburbia kind of place. What do you think?
A lot of junk.
A lot of junk.
After a day of picking up trash, we went to the dump. Now, in Pine Ridge, there is no waste management system, and many people do not have cars to drive to the dump. So that is why there is trash all over Pine Ridge. On the third and fourth day, we split into groups and worked on a condemned house.
So the first room in the house is the kitchen. It's pretty depressing right now. Shattered windows, everything's falling apart. The next one used to be a bedroom. You can tell it's because of the bunk beds. And also there's all these dolls. Closet. Yeah, it's pretty sad. This is just another bedroom, I'm pretty sure. We're just working on putting up siding around it so that it's more interesting and looks better and it's cleaner. Anyway, this will be the living room. So as you can see, we're putting up the siding all on the house, which means me, Jackie, and Cameron had to go around and find studs in the walls. And the weird thing about this house is normally the studs are 16 inches apart, but in some places they were either more or less than that. So it's pretty bad. So in here is where it used to be the bathroom, but we're not going to go in there because if you look, the floor is very deteriorated. In here is another bedroom, probably some little kids because it has Winnie the Pooh and Scooby-Doo on the door. So right now, Jaffy's working on fixing the walls right by the stairs. So he's putting in all the drywall in here, patch up holes like this. And then this is the basement, which we haven't really done anything with yet. We won't get it. We're not going down there. So that's the house we're working on. And hopefully we'll be able to make a significant difference.
Hey Noah, what are we doing? We're helping build a new porch and deck.
And ramp.
And ramp.
James Charging Crow, an 82-year-old man who is paralyzed on half of his body, fell down these stairs twice, which is why we are building this wheelchair ramp so he can get down.
So see this ramp right here? So we're building this ramp so it's easier because instead of stairs, we're making a ramp so it's easier to get down.
So Cameron, how do you feel about the day's work?
I feel really good about what we've done. The screw team have been doing a very good job on all these boards. I think it's looking very good. I think that this will be very good for the guy when he gets a wheelchair, and I'm excited to see what he thinks of it. On the last night, we shared what we had gotten from Pine Ridge and what we are going to give back.
I became a lot more appreciative for my food, my water, and all the things I have.
From this trip, I think I got a better perspective of how privileged my life really is.
The gift I received was a new understanding for the Lakota culture.
A gift that I received was a newfound want to serve.
A gift I received was learning about the Lakota people's culture and lifestyle.
A gift that I received was a newfound path in my life.
A gift I received was a fun trip with me and my classmates.
The gift I received was a newfound sense of adventure.
A gift I received was a newfound appreciation for life.
A gift I received was the opportunity to help the Lakota people.
A gift I received on this trip was the exposure to a new culture with my students while supporting them and giving their time to the Lakota people. This was an eye-opening experience for them to take into their futures.
One of the 7 sacred ceremonies of the Lakota is called a sweat lodge. This ceremony is designed to find new rites of passage in your life or to cleanse during a time of transition. When we returned from Pine Ridge, the 8th graders participated in a sweat lodge organized by Leaf Running Rabbit to mark our transition into young adulthood.